I didn't book a room for our family trip, and my sister teased me, saying we had reserved accommodations for my husband, child, and her, what she referred to as the real family. I calmly responded that I would leave and walked out, ignoring their countless calls hours later. Something unbelievable happened on Thanksgiving morning. As I awoke in my Chicago apartment, the familiar anxiety settled in my chest. Another year, another family reunion. This year's gathering was at the Breakers, a luxury resort hotel in Palm Beach, Florida. My grandfather generously covered all expenses for our annual family trip. While checking my suitcase one last time, I let out a heavy sigh and gazed at my reflection in the mirror. My name is Helen Walker. I'm 33 years old, a research director at a pharmaceutical company earning $160,000 a year, living solo in Chicago. I've built my assets through careful investments. Money matters, but dignity is even more vital. My grandfather's words echoed in my mind. He's a successful businessman who made his fortune in construction, and from childhood he taught me about financial management. In stark contrast stands my sister Catherine, a former flight attendant turned full-time housewife who appears to lead an affluent life with her husband and their 7-year-old daughter, all thanks to our grandfather's monthly support for their hefty mortgage, car loans, and private school tuition. Meanwhile, Catherine posts glamorous updates on social media, showcasing designer bags and fancy vacations, portraying a lifestyle far removed from the truth. Similarly, my parents, George and Margaret, seem to enjoy a comfortable retirement in Florida. But again, they rely entirely on my grandfather's financial aid for their retirement and living costs. Throughout my life, I have felt their coldness towards me, which has always contrasted with their indulgence towards Catherine. During college, I funded my education with scholarships and covered living expenses through part-time work, while Catherine relied heavily on our parents. The disparity still stings. My grandfather often reminded me to become someone who could stand on their feet, so I worked hard to achieve financial independence, building my career and assets with sheer determination. As I lifted my suitcase, anxiety about this year's Thanksgiving increased. Family relationships seemed more strained than ever, with my sister's obsession with appearances and my parents' preferential treatment. In the taxi to the airport, I contemplated our trip ahead with uncertainty. The Breakers, established in 1896 with Italian Renaissance architecture, exuded luxury, with suites costing over $800 a night. The Thanksgiving dinner special stood at a staggering price per person, but behind the glamour lurked fragile realities. My sister's lavish lifestyle, my parents' cozy retirement, all were dependent on my grandfather's support, and this year our facade appeared to be crumbling. Upon arriving at the luxury resort under pleasant conditions, I was the last to arrive, wheeling my navy suitcase into the stunning Italian Renaissance lobby with sparkling chandeliers and a calm ambiance. As I approached the front desk, I noticed my parents in a secluded corner. Our eyes met briefly before they turned away. "Miss Walker, I'm sorry, but I can't find your reservation," the front desk staff said apologetically, struggling to understand the screen. At that moment, my sister Catherine appeared, a triumphant look on her face, strutting forward with an Hermes Birkin bag and a Cartier watch. "Oh, Helen, you finally made it," she said with deliberate sarcasm, as the front desk staff continued fumbling with the reservation system. "How strange that there's no reservation." Catherine's voice escalated, drawing attention in the lobby. "I only made reservations for our family," she declared, emphasizing the real family with a mocking smile. I took a slow breath and replied calmly, "I see, then I'll leave," and adjusted my grip on the suitcase as I walked towards the exit. Catherine looked shocked, but there was a victorious glimmer in her eyes as my family stood awkwardly by, frozen in discomfort. The Thanksgiving I had expected took a sudden turn, leaving my heart light with unexpected liberation. My grandfather's words echoed again. "Become someone who can stand on their own feet." I gazed at the Breakers, magnificent yet hollow. While waiting for my taxi, I recognized the importance of financial independence and dignity, far more valuable than living under the shadows of others. Once in the taxi, I instructed the driver to take me to Palm Beach International Airport, already searching for the next flight home to Chicago, aware that I had escaped the burdens of false family ties. In the days following Thanksgiving, my sister, Catherine, bombarded my phone with frantic calls and desperate pleas, lamenting the lost opportunity for a picture-perfect family Thanksgiving. My parents soon followed suit, expressing their fears regarding upcoming expenses and imploring my help, reflecting years of favoritism toward Catherine. But I stayed firm. Grandfather's pride in my choice to leave was palpable, and it ignited a determination within me. I turned off my phone, silencing the relentless sounds of panic from my family. Despite their frantic messages, I settled into my routine as winter approached. While my family struggled with the fallout of their superficial lives, my existence remained steadily fulfilling, marked by career achievements and independence. It took time, but they began to come to terms with reality. Weeks later, I received a heartfelt email from Grandfather, noting how my decision led to essential lessons for our family. His words, still resonant, served as a reminder of the happiness that stems from standing on one's feet, free from the weight of pretensions. As winter turned to spring, my life continued to flourish. I had recently received a promotion, and my investments were thriving, all while my family started facing the harsh truths of their past choices. Slowly, our relationships began to shift. By the time spring blossomed, my family's facade of wealth had crumbled, replaced with genuine realizations about personal responsibility and the importance of standing independently. I chose to maintain minimal communication with them while cherishing the lessons this experience had taught me. Outside my window, the early spring winds rustled serenely, signaling the dawn of a new chapter, one marked by stability and self-reliance.